Hello everyone, I'm Wheelman and welcome back to week 4 of the Season 9 challenges in Ghost Recon Wildlands. So kicking things off this week is using only 4 bullets or less, kill 4 Santa Blanca heavies in a row. Now, I picked the chapel up in Espiritu Santo in the very northeast corner of the map. This area has not only a lot of enemies, but they're all patrolling around. There are about 7 heavies wandering around out here, and they are all outside, which makes it that much easier. Now, I traveled here and did the recon before I even started recording for the video. I also set the difficulty to arcade because there's no difficulty requirement this week, and I just wanted to make my life easier. Now, I didn't kill any enemies before I started recording, so every enemy that you see marked here is here by default. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that I already had 2 heavies killed on the challenges screen. So because the challenge says 4 bullets or less, I figured if I shot this guy, it might cancel the challenge, so I decided to walk up behind him and melee him. Now, by the time I got into position, the game had already glitched out on me. These 2 guys in the garden area usually patrol together, however one of them got stuck. I wasn't complaining because 2 enemies off on their own is exactly what I needed to finish the challenge. Now, to be honest, I wasn't really satisfied with the way that I did it. I used the M40 sniper rifle and only had to kill 2 people. The whole point of this video is to make things as easy as possible, so I decided to do it again, this time with the G28. The G28 has a higher rate of fire, so it's easier to take out the guards who are close to each other before they alert the entire area. So with that down, it's on to Challenge 2. So Challenge 2 is in extreme difficulty and using only handguns, deploy to Malika Bravo, then complete the mission, show cancelled. Now first things first, make sure you're set to extreme difficulty. This is also another one of those missions where you have to start up the mission first and then deploy to the location, otherwise it will not allow you to start it because you are too close to the objective location. Now, the ultimate goal of this mission is to get inside the arena and destroy the speakers that are being stored there. I admit that I was in a hurry here because I was running out of space on my hard drive to record. I didn't want to wait around for the enemies to get into the perfect location where I could sync shot them all. And I also didn't want to call in the rebels and wait for them to clear out the area. So ultimately the way I did this mission was incredibly sloppy. I'm almost certain you could just fly your drone over the wall and use the explosive on it to destroy the speakers. But I was so focused on this one plan that I didn't stop to think about others. The plan as I saw it was only kill enough enemies to clear a path from me to the wall. Now, I left this little bit in just because I liked the idea of watching this guy floating in midair. Once I saw an opportunity to cross, I just went for it. I almost got spotted along the way, but it didn't really matter because I made it over the wall. So, shooting and destroying these speakers is apparently enough to cause an explosion that the enemies will hear. So you just have to commit and destroy him as fast as you can. Once all 9 speakers are destroyed, the mission is complete, you get your reward, and you are one challenge away from your free 400 prestige points. So the only thing left between you and a free loot box is, in extreme difficulty, without taking any damage, deploy to Flora del Oro Alpha and then complete the mission General Barrow. Now, this is another mission that you have to start before you fast travel, otherwise you will be too close to the location to start the mission. Now, this challenge is tricky. It's not necessarily hard, but there are no rebel assets or skills that you can use that would make it easier. I don't like saying get lucky in my videos, but I think I have found a way to limit the amount of luck required. The first part of the mission is easy enough. Just fly over to this village and talk to the general's daughter. If it's night, she's in the house near where I land. If it's during the day, she's down the road at the school. There are no enemies around, you just have to basically listen to the plot. The next objective is to meet with General Barrow, so I spawned the armored SUV. It's not bulletproof, but it is bullet resistant, so you are less likely to take damage inside of it. The meeting with the general is a setup, and you'll immediately get a level 3 Unidad alert. There's nothing you can do to stop it. The instant you get into the area, the enemies will spawn. Instead of driving straight into the ambush and hoping that the car would protect me, I went through the woods and triggered it from the side. The goal is to trigger the alert and get back into the woods before anybody sees you. It keeps you off the roads so no other enemies will spot you, and the alert will end that much faster. This video is my first run through, so I tried to get out and trigger him with my drone.
Deploying drone. I asked the rebels to recon the area for us.
The rebel spotting shows that he's the only one in the area, and you can fly your drone directly into him, and he won't flee, so you actually have to enter the area yourself.
It's the general.
As soon as he starts talking, turn around and go back the way you came. The downside is, he gets in a vehicle himself and starts to flee. The upside is, the road he travels down is the one that's right next to you. You can just sit in the woods and wait for him to drive by, while you're waiting for the Unidad alert to calm down. If you keep an eye on the minimap, you can see when and where the vehicles will spawn in, and just use that to avoid them. As you can see, I didn't even have to do anything, and I lost the patrol already. Unfortunately, as soon as I pulled onto the road, one of the Unidad trucks that was behind me caught on and started chasing me. A little while later, when I had to slow down and take a turn, they ultimately caught up and shot me, and I failed the challenge. Round 2 was more successful, but unfortunately this time they came from the direction that I had to travel. So rather than just drive directly in front of them, I decided to hang out in the woods for a little while and take that route. This time I was more aggressive with trying to knock him off the road. We're actually traveling in the opposite direction that we need to, and the sooner you disable the vehicle, the less time is going to be spent out in the open. And I hate to say it, but right here I got lucky. I got out and hoped that the guys down the road wouldn't be able to hit me. As I watch it back now, I realized that the way I parked did not cover me the way that I wanted it to. but fortunately the AI were able to kill off all the guys before they managed to shoot me. After that, it's just a case of driving him to the objective and losing the patrols along the way. Once I was in the clear, I double-checked to make sure that I was still on track for the challenge. So once you take him to the rally point, the mission is complete. If you followed all of these videos, you should have completed all 12 challenges, and you now have a free Spec Ops crate. This week's Task Force challenge says that you have to kill La Plaga with a sniper shot from 200 meters or further. And it's wrong. What you have to do is kill La Plaga with a sniper shot from 300 meters or further. If you've already completed it, to start the La Plaga mission, you can go to your map and zoom all the way out until you get to the web. From there, hit Y, and you can start the mission. I found that La Cruz Bravo is the closest fast travel point to the mission. Now, since the difficulty didn't matter, I set it back down to arcade and decided to just run and gun all the way through it. It doesn't matter if you do it loud or stealth, he will get on this motorcycle and he will flee through the tunnel. Now, what you're seeing is two different takes mashed into one. Because I was running out of space, I didn't film the subsequent takes of me clearing out the house, only once I got down to the bottom. And just like a few weeks ago, you're going to want to use a rifle with high penetration. I'm using the Desert Tech HTI. It's unlocked through tier mode at tier 40. However, if you don't have it yet, the MSR and the HTI are just behind it in terms of penetration. And that's the end of the video. That's it. That's every single challenge of Season 9. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. These take a while to make, and this one was no exception. So, this week's outro is a little different. Once again, I want to thank everyone who watched this video and watched the videos in weeks leading up to this one. One of the reasons that I set out to make these videos was I did not like any of the other guides that were currently available. I thought that I could deliver a better product, and I feel like that I have. Regardless of whether anybody watched these or not, I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. With that said, I currently have no intention of doing the Season 10 challenges, let alone filming or editing them. Special Operations 3 has added so many pointless things to the prestige crates that I feel it is no longer worth my time to unlock them in the effort to get the things that I want. Ubisoft has repeatedly ignored the health of the game and the requests of the community. They have continued to push loot boxes full of subpar content. I cannot continue to support a developer that does not care about the quality of the content they produce, and only the money that they can make off of it. I know that there are some of you watching who probably disagree, that's fine. I hope that this series has given you the wisdom and the confidence to tackle these challenges on your own, but either way, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around.
I'll pilot.